Hello class and welcome to Taisa Analysis 3. Today we're going to be analyzing Rob versus Young Link matchup. It's going to be Domino versus Leo. So let's go right into it. So with Rob, it's going to be a Rob focus and we're going to focus on a few things. With Rob, how you rack up damage in the early game from range, hitting an opponent with combo starters, and fighting up close with leads that leads to kills. So here's four things I'm going to be focusing on in the video. One, how you rack up damage in the early game to snowball into combo starters. Setting up combo starters and setting up kills. Habits and what you should do instead. And because this is a really long set, there might be a lot of pieces that I might be skipping because I really want to hit the main pieces that really help you. So it's going to be focused mainly on the first couple of games, since the rest is, when you talk about best of fives, most of it's just adapting, which is a skill in its own entirely. Okay, so you start Pokemon, which is pretty standard for most people to start on. Let's get straight into it. So, I always like to start on the beginning of the game, right? So you charge, you jump, and then you get hit by a neutral B, and Leo's already on top of you. So in general, when you're playing this matchup, you gotta realize that Young Link going in on you is going to be really good for them, especially if they hit you with a boomerang. If they hit you with a boomerang or a bow and arrow, then it's going to be really strong with you. So the biggest thing you want to do in the start is avoid getting hit by arrows. That's a big given. And you really want to try to land something with your down B. And if they get too close, then you're trying to reset or use neutral B to kind of get them off you to rack up damage. You're trying to look for any way to punish your opponent. But she starts off really strong here. He gets a grab, gets up air, and now you're feeling really pressured. Okay, really good nair. So remember I was talking about hitting someone with a combo starter? Now, if you started off with getting off a lot of damage, that neutral air would have been really, really good. Because anytime the opponent jumps into you like that and you clip with a neutral air, oh my goodness, Rob is like heaven when he lands a neutral air. Okay, landing neutral air again. Alright, so right here, you need something that's very, very consistent. First, if you don't get anything with your, well, grabbing this would be fine, but you need to be more consistent with it. What I'm noticing in this matchup is that doing jump or getting, how do I say this? Basically, maintaining stage control when you have gyroid is more important than dashing away and throwing it, right? When you dash away and throw gyroid, you're giving up stage presence. And in this matchup, it's really important for you to maintain a specific spot to where you can always throw out neutral B and down B or gyroid on them to apply pressure and rack up damage for your combo starters. Because you're going to really need that. Without it, you're not going to be able to box them out. So this is really good for you. Now here you should be looking at getting as many combo starters as possible. Running back and doing dash attack in is not one of the ways. I recommend either doing neutral air because he's kind of throwing boomerang and jumping at you, or using forward air, but not grounded moves, because you definitely don't win against Leo on the ground. Only you. Well, let me correct myself. You win on the ground only when you're really, really up close and you initiate it. Like there, that's really good. That's applying pressure. But here, you need to understand you're in the winning stage and he's trying to roll out. So you should be looking for any defensive option that your opponent's going to do. For here, neutral air is really good at covering roll here. So I would do that. Or I would turn around and try to look for grab. But definitely, okay. I'm already seeing a habit. But we'll cover that eventually. Okay. Alright, you should get out of there. Okay. Really good tilts. Boxing them out. Should still be looking for the tilts and combo starters to get, because he's at kill percent almost right now. Okay, let's stop there. Biggest thing with Rob, right, is Rob's disadvantage state oftentimes, actually pretty much all the time, Rob's disadvantage sucks. And it sucks because he's big and he's just combo food. So when you're in the ledge, what you're trying to think of, I want you to think of it like this. Don't panic. Your most important thing for you to do is get out of the scenario that you're in, not as fast as possible, but as efficiently as possible. So what does that look like? First, you're not supposed to be panicking when you're in disadvantage. Second, back here, you get up from ledge. All right, cool, but you're trying to fight him. If you're trying to fight him and you know, and you're most likely not gonna win because Young Link's fast and he can just do pivot boomerang like he did right now, then you're not gonna get a good spot. Also, when he did the boomerang, and if you see him jumping into you, you should be trying to roll out. You're kind of reacting really slow and not really thinking about, all right, what's next, which is what's really important to be good with Rob. I think a lot of what he has to do is kind of play ahead. And I don't mean like having 3D chess or thinking two steps ahead of your opponent, but really thinking immediately, okay, what's my job here? What's my role? What am I supposed to be doing? And that one is getting out. Second thing, you play at the ledge a lot, but you're not pressuring your opponent. And it's okay to go away to try to get a gyroid if you really, really need it, but you have to consider, what do you lose a lot if you do it? Because right now you're kind of trying to play not to lose, and it's not intentionally, but you're getting caught playing really far away and getting it. Now you're just getting hit by a lot of stuff. Okay. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have picked the gyroid up and just threw it, since he's double jumping into. Almost really good up smash. Okay, I like what you did here. Alright, you're trying to fight again. Alright, your main goal is to get out of here. So honestly, pay attention. When you're in these scenarios, pay attention to what your opponent's doing. Young Link's kind of jumping on the platform, grabbing a bomb, going back down, jumping on the platform again. And he's like, I don't know if he's trying to bait you or not, but really, at this point, you could have just dashed forward. You could have been had your stage control back. So keep that in mind. Alright, now you should be back to the early game thing again. You're trying to clip people with neutral B, gyroid, and all of that stuff. So you can rack up damage and do combo starters. Alright, really good clip. Oh my god, really good. This is really good for you here. Once he's at 20%, you should be able to hit him with like pretty much anything and that'll lead to damage. Okay, really good rollout here. So now you're playing a lot more comfortable, which is pretty nice. Okay, you walked up for it. That was really good. Really good. I like what I'm seeing here. Okay. Alright, it's important to keep up the pressure. There you go. Oh my goodness. Alright, now this is one of those points where this is the type of play that you need to do consistently when you're playing in this matchup. So it seems like you have an idea of, you had an idea what to do once you rack up a little bit of damage, but not how to do the early game when you have no percent, which, because nothing you do is really going to connect into anything at low percent for Rob. It's just the nature of the character and the nature of, not nature character, but the nature of the match you're playing. Youngling's a very small character and stuff, so he's not heavy and big. That's just going to automatically get you into something. So right here, your opponent is really trying to avoid stuff, but he's jumping. So you should be trying to pressure without, like, you don't have to do neutral B or anything. You can honestly save it. Okay. Don't forget about grab. If someone's in their face, in your face, but they're not, like, don't forget you can also grab people. Grab is really, really strong, Rob. People forget about it too because they're so busy trying to avoid your aerials and stuff because their shield is low. Okay. Make sure you're keeping up the pace. He's really trying to avoid you, and he's pulling. Okay, so he's really trying to avoid you. You don't need to back away. You're backing away, and you're expecting your opponent to drop down and throw a bomb, but there's no reason for him to drop down and throw a bomb because he's trying to avoid your neutral air and stuff. So he's just gonna jump up and throw a bomb at you. So if he's pulling bombs like that, you definitely should be punishing him because, especially if you know bomb is coming, you know he's gonna pull out bomb. You should be able to dash up to people. Like Rob isn't slow as slow on the ground. Ooh, this is really scary. Oh, good air dodge. I don't see you up airing a lot when they're on a platform. That's probably really good, neutral airing. But instead you're trying to go for forward air and you don't really get a lot off of that. Make sure you're thinking about like what can you actually get if you hit something. Okay, really good avoidance. Okay. Alright. So here. I can understand. Alright. So here you want to decide, are you going to camp to do damage? Right? Or are you going to try to pressure the opponent? And right here, I kind of see you trying to do this half thing where it's like, all right, maybe I'm going to like try to camp him. Other times I'm trying to like do something else. It's not really clear what you're trying to do on your end. I mean, granted that there's advantages to that, but in general, if your opponent's trying to chase you, then yeah, cool, let him chase you, but don't stand too far away to where you can't pressure him. Because right now, your goal should be trying to get that second stock. You're about to die, but if you get that second stock, it's gonna be a lot harder for him to deal with. Okay, really good. Oh my goodness. Rob's up here is good. Okay, kind of scared. Remember what I said. You're trying to get out of this scenario right here. So holding shield, you're not really baiting anything. Yeah, you're not baiting anything. He doesn't have bomb or nothing. Nothing to be afraid of. Now he's just calming you. Nature of the matchup. Okay, decent recovery. Wasn't really expecting it. Alright, right here you're just trying to rack up damage. Not combo starter. Neutral air is not the call. It's easier for you to clip someone with something else other than neutral air when the opponent's at low percent. And plus you don't get a lot of reward versus the risk that you're taking from getting clipped. Or like say you're going for a neutral air and Leo just decides to jump nair every time or jump up air. Like he already sees it coming. He's like reading it because a lot of reobs like to do neutral air. Okay, he should be looking up air you here because you die if he up airs you. Okay. I don't know if you clutch it out, but it would be pretty hype if you do here. Okay. Oh my goodness. That was freaking disgusting. Okay, gonna go to game 2. Cause all the games aren't together. And y'all went to 4 games. Let's see. See game 1. I don't see game 2. Maybe it got lost. Just go to game 3. Alright, so this one's only like 3 minutes, so I wonder what happened to make this game. Oh, so you switched to Wolf instead. Did I get this right? You switched to Wolf? Just make sure this is the right tag. Yes, that's you. Okay, so you switched to Wolf. Honestly, I think the Rob would have been fine, but now you switched to Wolf, so that's okay. Okay, so change of plan, but that's okay. So the thing about Wolf versus Young Link is what makes. Okay, let me just tell you what makes Wolf so broken in general. Wolf can play literally at any tempo in the game, and I kind of like Wolf in a sense to where if you try to play fast tempo against Wolf, he can hard punish you, and if you play slow tempo against Wolf, he's in a comfortable situation. So really, what I'm going to be focusing on this game is how you play tempo like the pace of the match, and when you gain tempo, what do you do with it? Okay. So right here, you can play really, really fast. Okay, you walk into. So remember, if your opponent's not playing, if your opponent's, you don't need to play aggressor. You don't have to be the aggressor here. You just can take your time, find the openings that you need because that's what this character is really good at. Okay, I like the dash dance here. I probably wouldn't have walked forward though, so that way in this scenario, you neutral air, you kind of sit in place, you walk forward, you grab. Remember that people a lot of times when you hit people with stuff and they land, they usually go into shield because they're waiting for an attack again. But if you grab them, oh my god, wouldn't have been such a sick combo. Okay, I like the pressure you're emitting here. Okay, you spot dodge. I don't think you had anything to spot dodge. Young Link can't really Young Link can neutral air out of shield, but you could space nair so well that he can't do the things that he wants to, especially grab. Keep that in mind. You space neutral air or cross him up with neutral air, he can't do anything. Best he can do is up B out of shield and nair out of shield, which those aren't really options that you're super worried about. Okay, now you kind of just fishing. That's getting you killed. Okay, going for back air is not a bad idea, but the mix-ups you're going for, you don't need to go for them. Just keep hitting him with moves, with like things like neutral air, and then you could probably call him out with down smash or up smash if he's trying to land on top of you. But he's just gonna pull bombs, I can tell. Okay. Okay. Kinda got a neutral air there. Alright, so right now you're kind of just playing at his pace. Just remember, you could take your time. Take your time. See? You did apply really good pressure there, really good mix up. He was not afraid of it because he kept trying to spam moves out of shield, which is really good on your end. That was really good adaptation, by the way. Okay, like that. Ooh, really good. Really good. Alright, now you applied a lot of pressure. You applied as much as you can. Now that the situation reset, take it slow. There's no need to force anything. It's like you're really just trying to pressure him. Because, I mean, to be fair, Wolf is a lot different than Rob in terms of pressuring. Alright, maintaining that center stage. Alright, so here's when things get really complicated and hard for people. When they have center stage, people don't know what to do with it. So here, you're like trying to move around, trying to avoid stuff, jump around, but just stand your ground. Wolf has really good stage presence when he's in the middle, and it's hard for people to challenge you. So a lot of times you're just trying to trick them. Oh boy. Trying to get them to come at you, and if they don't, you just blaster them, and then if they look for blaster, you just jump forward air. Like, Wolf has really, really simple neutral game. And he's so good at what he does that it's just kind of like, oh, that was really good. Like there, stand your ground. You just neutral aired him for trying to come in at you. Okay, that was good. Okay, okay. Oh my god, I saw that. I think you could have down smashed again out there, right there, because he used a really laggy move. Okay. Only reason why he was able to nair out a shield there is because you wasn't able to fast fall it and shield in enough time. It was just a spacing thing. Oh my god, really get back here. Alright, so if you kept in mind those things, a lot of things would be pretty clean. Let's see. Unfortunately, game 5 wasn't on there. But game 4 is. Okay. Kind of curious to what stages you banned. Okay, remember, you can play at any tempo you want. And if they're playing fast tempo, you can honestly punish them. Like, you notice, like, you already got a hit off Young Link. Imagine if you knew exactly that's how Wolf worked, what you would get. Okay, stand your ground. You're getting stage control so easily. The only time you should be backing away is if there's something you really need to avoid so that way you can punish. It's almost like you practically have to be baiting Young Link to be wanting to do something for that to work. Okay. Really good here. Really good F tilt. Really good F tilt again. Standing your ground. You kind of give it away though. That's going to be a really hard habit to break. Like when you have stage positioning and your opponent's just trying to challenge you and you have free realm to punish them because he blocks immediately and you can just grab. Don't be so quick to give it away. Like backing away is okay, but backing away every single time when your opponent just isn't respecting your stage presence is not good. Especially when you have such a huge lead. They shouldn't be challenging you like that. And if they are, they must be really trying to find a way to come back. Ooh, got him. Okay. If anything, you could use the platforms to your advantage if you're really afraid of something instead of just jumping all the way away to the other side of the ledge. Ooh, that was a that was a down smash. Down smash is really fast, so it's like one of the fastest options to punish out of shield. Okay, now you're getting dumpstered. What the heck happened? Okay, that was a mistake. Looking for a lot of smash attacks. He's messed up. So, really, here, when you're playing Wolf, yeah, you're looking for opportunities to pressure, but more than anything, you're looking for opportunities to punish really bad mistakes. Because Wolf has, like, no end lag on some of his stuff, and it's really quick startup. So you definitely should be looking, especially moves like down smash. But you're doing a lot of up smash, and it's not clipping him. It's really like it's a scoop move. He's not really doing anything to get scooped. Okay, really good. Okay. Ooh, really good neutral air. I like that. I think here you kind of backed off, but you might have been able to trade with neutral air, especially if you're at low. Well, you still got the kill, but especially if you were at low percent, right there you can trade. Okay. All right, you jumped. All right, that one's just you not respecting boomerang to forward air. I don't think you needed to spam jump at the ledge there, especially if he's looking for it. So I'll let you know a secret that Leo's really good at, and it's not really for intenses of talking about strictly in the matchup, but Leo is good at looking for jumps. So he catches people who like to jump a lot. That's one of his specialties, and it's for some it's really hard to avoid because like he does a lot of things that pressures you to jump, just like Desi does. Just really keep in mind, like if you're at, are you at kill percent to where if it hits you, catches you, dump where you die. Think about that. Okay. Uh. Okay. Interesting punish. Okay. It looks like you had an idea to try to use Blaster to kind of reflect things, but honestly, Wolf's movement is so good that like you don't need to reflect her much. You just need to abuse their movement to kind of close the gap and punish them. So that's really huge habitually. Like something that you need to work on is you don't really need to do down B in this matchup that much. Not as much as you think. In fact, I would use it a lot less, even though you used it a few times, because you don't get anything for reflecting those projectiles he has. You get much more when you actually punish him with punish him. Okay, I think you lose this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, kind of pressured you in. So for Rob, want to focus on racking up damage in the early game with pokes, gyroid, neutral B, anything to kind of poke your opponent. But those are your two main options. And maintaining stage positioning, you want to keep a certain distance between you and Young Link to where you can actually hit him and clip him. And if he makes a really, really poor decision, then you can get things like grabs or tilts on him. Second is once you get that at mid percent, like 30 to 50 range, you should be looking to get a lot of combo starters. And this is going to help because your projectiles will pressure Young Link and stop a lot of his stuff, while Neutral Air would also clip him when he hits something and get really good combo starters. You rack up damage. Then after that, you're going to be trying to box your opponent in really close, using your projectiles to gap close, tilt, and to smash attacks because people like are really scared. And also side B. Side B catches people off guard a lot, especially if they're really scared and trying to avoid your aerials and stuff. Habitually with the Rob is you were kind of playing at the ledge, but you weren't using it to maintain stage positioning. You're just kind of trying to run away from range, which is not good for you because then Young Link was able to get like grabs or tilts or shield poke you, which is not what you want. For the Wolf matchup, Wolf versus Young Link, you want to focus on tempo, so maintaining stay pace of the match, which is really good, and hold your ground when you have center stage. You get a lot for free as Wolf because he always has a presence with stuff like blaster. People are always in people's head. Neutral is always people here and always in people's head. His movement is what threatens people. So when you have stage positioning, don't just run away and give it for free, especially if your opponent's looking for you to back away. Because Leo, honestly, a lot of times he was using his projectiles to try to get you to back away, but he was also shooting them past your original positioning in the middle to kind of clip you. So if you're always dashing away a lot, projectiles will clip you and they'll lead to kills and stuff. So thank you for watching Taisa analysis, and hope you learned a lot from this.